I don't know what to say to you guys right now. I don't know. I just don't know. This is my instant reaction to Miami versus Louisville, and it's just this team just can't get right. Whether it's the coaches, whether it's the players, whether it's the offense, the defense, it's just when it's time to really put it all together, Miami has to do everything they can not to mess it up. And then most of the time we mess it up. Miami has won 6 games this season, and I think it's a failure. And I'm going to go into a deeper conversation maybe in another video, but I want to try to keep this talking about Miami versus Louisville. Miami came out offensively. They did their job. I mean, they put up points on points on points on Louisville on a defense that has not given up a lot of points this year. I know for a fact Miami's either number 1 or number 2 in points put up against them. So offense, you did your job. The only thing I'll say about the offense is what the hell happened at the end. I'm looking at Mark Fletcher, who's having a hell of a game, over 100 yards career high. I'm looking at Mario Cristobal. He's an O lineman. He wants to win, be physical. And what do? I hate to talk about play calling because we all know if the play works, it's a good play call. If it doesn't work, it's a bad play call. But I want to talk about what we did when we had a chance on the 4-yard line to tie this game up, because Mario Cristobal has preached to us about culture, about identity, about running behind our offensive line, about setting your mark. So to me, I was perfectly fine. We even went under center this game a lot, going 4 runs, and if we don't get it, we just don't deserve to win. I was okay with that because when I look at this team, what is this strong suit? It's offensive line. When I look at this team, how hard was Mark Fletcher running this ball? Very hard. So if it's me, and not just if it's me, it's Mario Cristobal. You've preached this to us. Hand the ball off at least 3 times, but instead we put the ball in Tyler's hands. And I'm not hating on Tyler. I just think the play calling was bad in that 4-play span. A lot of people are going to talk about the timeout, but I didn't hate the timeout. And here's why. You call a timeout, you make sure you draw up a good play. But then when we come out, all we do is throw a fade route to Jacoby George. That's where I get mad. When you call the timeout, I said, okay, let's make sure this play is right. But then we come out, we look one way, then throw a fade to Jacoby George. Okay, well, at least it doesn't work. They're going to be backed up. So you know what? They may even try to pass the ball to give them a little space, which maybe if we knock it down, it could be our 3rd time out, and then we got the other 2. That hypothetically. But then Jacoby George slaps a Louisville player, gets them out of trouble. Then when we do get the 3 and out, we got 30 seconds. Oh, well, we need the timeout there. But to make things worse, Bashard Smith, who this is back-to-back weeks, he's gotten penalties for slapping an opposing player. He did it against Florida State. He did it against Louisville today. And I don't want to go on a huge tangent because I'm going to save that for another video. Like I said, I want to keep this between Miami and Louisville, but Mario Cristobal, you either coach it or you allow it. Bashard Smith, he did it last week. He's doing it again. He did it again this week. So if you let him get away with it, he probably going to do it for a 3rd week. Just start slapping players. But overall, I was impressed with our offense. The only thing I didn't like was our identity is running the ball. So how come when the game's on the line, we didn't just pound the rock 3 times or 4 times? We decided to put the ball in the air, and there was no creativity. There was just throw and pray. And when you throw and pray, you never know what could happen. It doesn't work out. Defensive-wise, we just got destroyed. There was a point in the second half where we forced them to 2 or 3 straight 3-and-outs, but, they threw the ball to the tight end, something they've never done. Cam Keachings probably played one of his worst games. I mean, he had the interception, but missing tackles in horrible position, getting stiff-armed. It was bad out there. I got to keep it a buck. Two DBs ran into each other. D-line getting blown off. I don't even think we had a sack in this game. Defensively, we've done good all season, and we just shit the bed. And then, of course, coaching-wise, that timeout hurt us. The timeout, I mean, I myself, I agree with calling that timeout to make sure you get the play right. But if you're going to call that timeout, I need to see a drawn-up play, not some look left and throw right. That's just my opinion on that. It's just sad that we can't get right. I love this team. I love creating content. I love talking about this team. But every week, 3-game losing streak. Damn. And to give the team the big overall thing, and I'm going to talk about positive and negatives of this season, but they fought. You know, they didn't give up. They played tough. No team has just straight blew us out. But maybe down the line we'll look back at this season and say, okay, this was a stepping stone season, but it's tough to see that right after the game. The Cardinals, they win. And honestly, maybe it was just me feeling like this always happens to us, but I was like, this is how I felt like during the game. When we would score, our defense would give up a touchdown. When we would go 3 and out, our defense would play 3 and out. We could never put a full game together. So in my mind, I'm thinking Louisville just needs one thing to go their way, and they're going to break this game open. And the two DBs run into each other, then juking of our All-American safety. Once they scored that touchdown, I said it's going to be tough to win this game now. If they got the lead, it was going to be tough. And they ended up getting the lead, and we had to go down and match them, and we couldn't. You guys let me know what you think. Miami loses again. 3 straight losing streaks. 3 straight losing game. I can't even talk right. You know what I'm saying? They losing didn't affect me so much I can't even speak correctly. Can't even type correctly. Typos left and right, you know. I'm just talking at this point. I'm out, man.